one of the many artists I've worked with. You probably Ryan, you probably missed him. Like Atari, he showed up at Atari Boy 2600. He showed up in the stream just a bit ago. He's like one of the many artists I've worked with. Like he's the one who recently did the picture with Callus and Titania.
Oh, I saw that. I saw him show up.
Yeah. If you besides Jardo Cruz, if you really want to show off just how, like, if you have a big character, if you really want to show off how big that character is, he will show off how big that character is. But anyway, like so back to the subject at hand. We were bored, more or less, and we made a big thing out of it. We used a Dungeons and Dragons style of like RPing and such, and we just couldn't stop doing it from there on.
Which actually, it's coming up pretty quick here. This October, we started in October 2016.
Yeah, we started in October, and October is coming up our anniversary in a way. Our anniversary and such, and what's it called? Like I said, we just couldn't stop making stories from there on. Figure, let's make a comic book series. Why not?
Yeah, it's like our styles of writing clashed so well, and our characters already had so much chemistry together that it just felt natural just to combine the two universes. It's like into one.
We had a world of heroes, monsters, demons, and gods, and then we found an artist who could bring it all to life. And what's it called? Like the artist we work with nowadays, Jardo Cruz. He's got like a very he has like a very 90s style way of drawing comics, and like his artwork, which is one of the things that drew me into his art. That raw style.
Yeah, kind of a mixture of 90s comics and anime.
Yeah, basically that. Like it's like Todd McFarlane meets like Madhouse anime, I want to say.
Yeah, Madhouse. Yeah, I would say Madhouse.
Madhouse anime is pretty good. If y'all don't know who that is, what company that is, Madhouse Animation is the animation company that like made such like works as what's it called, Ninja Scroll and Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. Orion, hey Orion, did you want to say more, or like did you want to give everybody
So you sound like you just got started because you wanted to do something new, and you had to get some good artists that would go on your end. You said you went to another artist and went to a 90s style design. Is that correct?
Pretty much, yeah. Anyway, like Orion, what else did you want to say?
So I know how we all met and how we all started. And, I was curious, like, what was your inspiration, Joel? What inspired you to start writing?
Well, okay. I have this very vast imagination. A lot of it stems from me being on the spectrum. Like I have Asperger's, and like I had such a big imagination that, well, I always told myself right then and there that if you have a big imagination, use it. So I want to be a writer. I've wanted to be a writer. Been a writer ever since I was in middle school, because I have so many ideas. I have like in my head. I have like such this vast thing in my mind. I just want to get out there, and then here and there. And what's it called? So when I started getting out there, doing my thing, like it wasn't perfect because I had like a few things here and there that I'm not proud of writing. That I regret, but don't regret at the same time. Writing here and there. after a few like after a few encounters and a few kicks to the head, like metaphorically speaking, I finally started getting my shit together in the right way. Like jotting down the right things, the right things I want to get written down and whatnot.
Yeah.
And well, like when I met you, I finally that to me was like I finally found somebody who can like help me get it all together in the right way. Before you though, like I had another friend who who I RP'd with, who I like did a lot of RP practice with for the most part.
Yeah.
And that was Yautja Huntress. She's not here on the stream. She is part of the server, or she's part of the Fabled Hero server, but she's like not in the stream right now. I think she's like busy with like her like regular life and all that.
Right. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just writing a message real quick. Like, did you want to like include anything else? Like that on your end too, or what?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for me, it was a similar thing. Like, I kind of started more as uh, it was like when I was in like middle school and high school, I was really into the book series Warriors by Ernie Hunter, and that pretty much and then from that pretty much inspired me to start writing. I was I started writing fan fictions first. I wrote my own fan fiction of Warriors. That was more about more like urban warriors, more like in like the city streets. Because where I was growing up, I would see a lot of stray cats around the city, and thought that would remind me very much of how the characters and warriors were. And one of the as I was posting that, it's like I got the curious question comment on the story of the story was great, but they didn't understand what it had to do with warriors, like the Warriors series.
Oh, Warrior. That's the one about the cats, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was really into that.
I learned about that series back when I was in high school, like Sam Rayburn High School in Pasadena.
Yeah, that was a huge part of my high school. I was reading that series.
Mm. In high school, in high school, what's it called? I read just about anything. I mostly read comic books and graphic novels. Like whenever I was bored, whenever I was like done eating lunch or something, or whenever I was eating lunch, I would read comic books on the side. They're like my big thing in school to keep from being bored because I couldn't use my phone and all that and yada yada yada. You get the whole thing. I read everything from Marvel to DC, Dark Horse,
Chaos,
Image, and all that.
a few Chaos comics like Lady Death and Purgatory and stuff like that.
No, I never read any. I never read any of those.
Uh, I've only seen the Lady Death movie. That's the only thing I have towards that series. But yeah, and it's like anyway, that's kind of how I got started. I started with fan fiction, and then I got the question on, and I was like, my story was great, but I didn't understand what it had to do with the Warriors series, and so that just got me thinking, like, because I only had like one or two named characters from the Warriors series in it that had shown up, and so I was like, I just changed their names, and And at that point, it was pretty much just my story, and I edited it around, and I published it, and it's out there. Alley Cats.
When, huh? Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
When like I said, I read a lot of things. Like, I also read like some. I also read like some like a. I also read like a graphic novel too. Like this one series called Sigil, and like another series called oh shoot, I forgot what it is. Like Sigil is like this off branch comic series about these people throughout different universes who get these powers. Anytime this magic symbol or something, the sigil, comes onto them, it's like this weird like a yin yang symbol, like one part's gold and one part's red. And whoever gets branded with the sigil, they get supernatural powers.
Yeah. I think at this point, if Distract and Phoenix wanted to get on that they can unmute now. I pretty much got out what I really wanted to talk about.
All right, guys, you want to chime in? Go ahead. Like, what started your path? Blah, blah, blah. What started your path of creativity? Like making stories and art.
I originally I started making like as early as 2009. I had like a few characters: Cernia, Vera, Magia. Never really focused on anything, just with the whims of fate. After a really an RP that went really south really fast, I decided to focus and give my characters
The attention you needed?
yeah. Starting with the main part of my universe, the renegades, the superhero part. The renegades started with like my main character, Vera Raymond, who was this. There's a lot of things, but currently the one that really stuck with me was he was this up and coming fashion designer. A little weird, a little eccentric. Has a itchy habit of doodling on her jeans, which eventually got her into fashion. When she had a few relatives. She had her older sister Ada, who currently is a telekinetic, and they meet various people along the way, and they learn a lot about themselves through the journey of being a hero. And there's also the magic part of my universe, which is kind of my love letter to urban fantasy and all that like. Starting my character Yuzuki Fujioka. Yuzuki is a witch that also had superpowers.
A witch with superpowers, so they have like magic and like superhuman abilities.
Think magic from the X-Men.
Oh, okay. I never really entirely got her, but I can see what you mean. Like she's a mutant, but she's also got like magical abilities, supernatural abilities, and whatnot.
Yes, she has all this power, but as with most things in my life, little focus, and she really did not know what to do with it, except for this, to find the man that killed her parents, Derek Crowley.
Oh Murder mystery.
Yeah.
And let me guess, she goes. And let me guess, she goes in like a quest for revenge, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Quest of learning and revenge. Like, she learns how to be a proper mage.
Okay. 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 Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time for Distract the Monster's turn. Like he's speaking of mages. That's why I wanted to go to Phoenix. Phoenix, you basically have a mage too. Like before you talk about her, no, Distract the Monster. You basically have a mage too. Before you talk about her, let's talk about how you got started.
How I got started? It was like I don't remember when I actually started drawing, but I got really serious, like around the 2010 when I really started going into the Angel Falls circuit. When that old group from way back in the day. But I always like doing art. I also like the legends of my my native culture, especially the Navajo traditional cultures. And I get a lot of my inspiration from history, traditional culture, also DC Marvel, and also Japanese manga as well. And I really started, I think around 2008 when I should try to get really serious at it.
It's quite a while ago, huh?
I'm old.
Yeah, a lot of us are. Well, not old. I'm like 29.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I just always like drawing, I like music. I'm pretty eclectic. My family has always been very eclectic people because we like multiple things from religious teachings, AC/DC, Metallica, anime manga. So I'm just from a family of weirdos and eclectic weirdos.
I know all about that.
Okay. Yeah. So pretty much is currently I'm really trying to get serious into it because I want to start my own comic company along with my brother and Serenade.
Cool.
And we do it just because why not? You know what I mean? We're not getting any older.
Yeah. And I've been saying for a while now, like with how the Marvel and DC have been going, like now has never been a better time for
New writer.
indie writers and creators to rise up and write their own stories.
Or improve on stories and characters that are already written down.
Yes.
That's part of the reason why I started too. I mean, like for as many great stories as there are out there, there's a lot of scenarios and directions that they never really bothered to follow. And I think it would have been amazing if they did.
Yeah. So, like for my stories, it tends to take a lot from the Native American experience. I didn't grow up in the reservation. I grew up in the city, the town, suburbs, and all that. So I want to actually put in because a lot of times how we Native Americans are presented in media, we're unicorn people.
Yeah.
Because you look at Native Americans who be like Moonstar, or Apache Chief, anything to that effect. I don't think we're treated fully as the people we really are. We're just projections of what someone else wants us to be.
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, you're just that people. I mean, like there's nothing mystical or magical about y'all.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm trying to show in my stories because I even made an alternate world where the United States didn't happen, and that only one half of the Americas is what we see in the United States, and the other one has been taken over by a southwestern hegemonic tribe. And just said, how would the U.S. react to it?
If half the country was taken over like that,
Yeah,
be pretty crazy.
yeah. And this is where most of my characters escaped from that world to our world.
Cool. It sounds like a Native American version of Code Geass.
Yes, because what my opinion is, yeah, how I want to do my stories to show it from a native land that's a fantasy of even magic, and how we would treat magic. Like our people, like a lot of cultures, like treat magic like it's an end all be all. But we're gonna give back. if you take one thing from another, because you're not going into a finance thing. There is a pool that you have to take from, and you have to respect.
Give a give a little, take a little, or take a little,
Yep.
give a little.
Yes, yes. And so, like the stories I'm doing is right now is called is working towards the Sweetwater tribe, in which a mage named an ex-assassin mage go pretty much is gets contracted from her world by the American CIA because she is a mage assassin, a kind of a person who would do assassinations in a way that no one can target. Or no one knows who did it because instead of using any guns, the first character to use musical instruments to kill the target.
Holy
AKA,
shit!
Oh, hence the banjo in with the stuff with the music instrument.
yep.
Oh my god, dude! Do you know? Oh shit! Do you know what that reminds me of?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Orion. Little known fact: there is a DC villain who uses who has what's called has superhuman ability to like create sound waves through their violin.
I did not know.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'm not kidding. There's even another one who like showed up on Super Friends years and years ago who could like do the same thing through their banjo. And I'm like, what?
And my character is just a scarier version of that.
You know, you'd never think anybody with a guitar or a banjo or a violin would be threatening at all. You'd want them to play at your party or any event. But knowing that they could probably kill you with like one pull of a string, holy shit.
How the character works in her assassinations, which are targeted, she uses the magic or the essences of the sound, the air around them, to concentrate the vibrations on one target. And it could look like a heart attack. And it's just a well done assassination.
Holy shit. That's kind of like the DC villain onomatopoeia almost.
Yep. Because how magic works with Carol's type of assassination is that she does know how to use conventional magic, but her specialty is in the art of assassination.
All right. So
That honestly sounds how like Zill in our universe gets things done.
Mm-hmm.
It can make it look like they died by natural causes.
Yeah. But if she's really angry at a target, she'll use vibrations around her area to contort him to an unrecognizable, creed shape because she just pissed him off.
okay. Distract the monster. Blaze Sword has just come in. It's gonna be his turn now. Blaze Sword. Each of us just talked about how we all started on our creative track when it comes to arts and writing. We would like to know how you started and what got you started.
All right, I'm gonna mute.
Well, it all started when I read some 90s comics, all involving anime-inspired superheroism and stuff. So I decided why not I could get started on it, and so there I am.
Right. Well, what specific stories and like anime like inspired you? Like like what got you going? Like what did you see?
Yeah, it's like what sort of thing like got you down this path? I was like, why did you choose to start doing it?
You know the anime series One Punch Man?
Oh yeah.
And Bob Psycho 100.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that one.
I mean, I haven't watched Mob Psycho 100, but like I've heard of it. I've seen trailers here and there. I've only ever watched One Punch Man though.
Well, I suggest you go watch it. That's how I inspired Comic Star, except I nerfed the percentage a bit.
Okay. Yeah, like that's what inspired Common Star, but you didn't make her like a, what's it called? A super OP character. You grounded her a little bit.
Yeah, I'd rather a little bit. And so if you can back some of the bad guys, still feel he likes to live a normal life doing and he even joined during the beauty club, seeing that he catching the eye of Lorelai.
Hey, buddy, how's your signal over there? Because you're kind of like cutting in and out a little bit.
Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. It's
I'm
just the
here.
air conditioner.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. So, so really, that's what inspired you to make Common Star One Punch Man? Huh?
It's you sound like you're unimpressed.
No, not at all, not at all. I didn't mean it like that. What's it called? I mostly thought your inspiration was mainly Starfire from Teen Titans and DC Comics.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, and Supergirl. Oh,
Oh,
my
that was
God.
obvious. I mean, like the whole her coming from another world thing. That's that's really cool too. I mean, like I love those kind of stories. It, you know, hey, hey guys, like what's it called? If you're still listening, do, would y'all consider Superman a type of isekai?
Superman a type of
Yes,
isekai?
I mean,
yes,
I
yes.
mean, I mean, think about it. Superman, Kal-El, Clark Kent. He's from another world, right? And then he was thrust into another one. That's technically isekai. Granted it's in the same universe, but two different planets. That's basically the same thing. You're going from a world to another
Oh
world.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yep,
I
yep,
kind of think
I'm
of
taking
that.
it as an isekai.
Well, I kind of think of it as kind of an isekai. I do kind of think of Superman as kind of an isekai, where he fights off his own race in Action Comics and and on New Earth.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, have you ever read the story New Krypton?
no, I only ever heard about it. I never got to read it, but I know the gist of it. Whatnot. You know, we nowadays we treat isekai as like this grand new thing, but in reality, it's been going on for a long time, longer than we,
Long time,
longer than we,
long time. I would even consider
Hmm.
magical girls kind of an isekai
yeah.
in their own way.
Oh
Hell,
yeah,
hell, Power Rangers, that's technically isekai too. Zordon came from another world. He came to Earth, and he granted like the kids with supernatural abilities. Uh, and then okay, here's something else that I bet a lot of you heard about, but never really thought about as isekai before until now. Stargate, the
Yes, yes,
movie
that's
and
an
the
isekai.
series. It is also isekai.
Stargate SG-1.
Stargate SG-1 and Stargate the movie.
Yeah,
it's kind of an isekai. Yeah.
yeah, I would count it.
I mean,
It's got the same formula.
yeah, like yeah, what's it called? Like strangers in a strange land. That trope has been done for the longest time. A lot of people.
Matrix,
What's it?
Matrix,
Yeah.
the Matrix. That's another one I would consider.
Oh yeah, that's also technically isekai. I think it's like isekai in reverse though.
I'd still consider it an isekai.
Yeah, and what's it called? Like I've always liked the trope of stranger in a strange land. You have like this one guy or gal thrust into a world they don't fully understand, but then like do
Oh,
some they start to
Yeah,
understand it.
that was in a lot of stories when I was growing up.
sorry, excuse me.
Hmm.
I really do think my character Starflame is kind of an isekai in itself.
Oh yeah, I mean like if she came from another world, it's ours. Like one of my favorite Stranger in Strangeland movies is The Last Samurai. everyone, okay, when that movie came out, a lot of people thought it was like a white savior movie. It's not a white savior movie. Like Tom Cruise, his character, Nathan Aldrin, he's not the last samurai. The last samurai refers to the last clan of samurai in the movie who would inevitably die. On top of that, it was
Tom Cruise's character was based off a real person.
yeah, like and also Tom Cruise's character, Nathan Aldrin, he never outright said he is a samurai now. They never outright said he's a samurai. They said he was a warrior, but not a samurai. So yeah, you can make your jokes here and there, but basically, it's not a white savior movie. It's a stranger in a strange land movie. Oh, shit! I have another isekai for you. Evil Dead, specifically Army of Darkness.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, totally.
When Ash goes back in time to the freaking 1300s, that's another case of stranger in a strange land. A man who's taken out of his world and put into another one. Granted, it's the same world, but it's like in a different time period.
Yep. And Evil Dead.
Okay.
Evil Dead is everywhere, is all over the place in the best way.
Yeah. Even when it's goofy, it does still manage to pull off some creepy
and badass atmosphere.
Yeah. Like if as a guy says if you're someone who doesn't like body horror, Evil Dead's probably not going to be for you.
Yeah, Evil Dead is up there with its body horror. I mean, like, holy shit. If you watch the series Ash versus the Evil Dead, there is one episode where Ash is like fighting deadites in a morgue, and I cannot say what happens in the morgue that it will get flagged on YouTube. I'm pretty sure if I describe what happens in the clip from the morgue.
I mean, we all know what was happening in the original Army Dead with the tree.
Yeah. This isn't as bad as that, but it's still pretty gross, and I can't say what it is. But let me just say this: Ash's blue shirt gets stained a little brown.
Yeah.
Like we're just talking about.
Your universe. So Seb, your universe is a Marvel sequel.
My universe. Okay. My universe. It's evolved over the years, like thanks to Orion's help. Like it's more than a Marvel sequel. It's its own thing.
I've been really trying to.
It has a lot of Marvel elements in it, but it's its own thing, more or less. Like I'm not telling the same stories over again. I'm telling different stories.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Like I've been really helping that make it ours.
Yeah. What's it called? My motto is different but familiar. You will see a certain character here and there, but they won't be entirely the same, and they won't be entirely in the same situations you think they are.
Ah, I see.
What were you guys saying?
So you want to make it different but familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less. But we don't want to go too much into that. Okay, this chat's mostly about a bunch of other things. Me and Orion, we don't want to bore y'all with the details because if you want to know more about it, you got to read our current comic on Patreon. And this was not a ploy to get you to subscribe. Like if you got your own thing going, we won't force you into it. I'm just like saying, what you got to do.
Yeah. If we want to make more of it, we need the support.
Yeah, currently we have like maybe 3 or 4 supporters at best.
4.
I would love to support y'all, but I think we're gonna need to.
What else would you guys if we're still on the isekai subject? What else would y'all consider isekai? And what's the type of isekai that inspired you?
Actually, one thing that I would also kind of consider isekai in my book. What happens if someone this is actually brought up in the apartment 666, the magic side of my universe. What happens if someone from a fantasy world comes to our world? Like Wait, let me, because I'm gonna put it in the voice channel chat because I actually have something like that.
You know what the Black Knight starring Martin Lawrence is. It's an
Cassidy
isekai.
Oh, that's a cool
like
character. The
my
Legend of.
character Sternia Azrath.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, yeah, she looks like a cool character.
She's a gargoyle from a fantasy world.
Who ended up in our world somehow.
Yes.
So is it like the gargoyles from that old Disney movie, that old
Yeah.
Disney cartoon? Da, 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 da.
No, dude! You're butchering that theme song. You are butchering that theme song. I will find you and I will hunt you down. Don't butcher that theme song.
Yes. And there's also a few differences with gargoyles in my world where gargoyles can disguise themselves as human. They they're just noticeably more durable than most humans.
I mean, I would imagine so. They're a supernatural race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A supernatural race.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my character. She ended up becoming a lawyer in my world. She actually owns a law firm that acts as like a storage facility for supernatural stuff.
Huh.
Sounds like a mixture between
First up,
She-Hulk and Warehouse 13.
first up, the question: Do you think
Warehouse-
I can just picture the ads you put out on TV offering her services.
First up, a question: Do you think legacy characters matter?
Do I think legacy characters matter? Well, if a legacy character is like if a legacy character is written down right, then yes, it matter a lot.
Yeah, indeed.
Also, one big difference in with my universe, superheroes don't gripe on magic like Marvel does, or does something extremely stupid to prove that they're better than magic. Like, for example, cloning Thor.
Oh yeah, one of Tony Stark's biggest mistakes.
Yes.
I mean, okay, Tony has done a lot of bonehead things in the past, but trying to clone a god. I mean, you were just asking for trouble.
Being,
Yeah.
being a rich boy, he's bound to do some pretty stupid things.
Oh, and don't forget Carol's
Well,
epilogue into
anyway,
stupidity.
I gotta go now. I'll see you later.
Odds, yeah.
Oh, see you later, dude.
See you later.
Don't forget Carol's long journey into really bad decisions.
Oh yeah, like I really miss when she used to be Miss Marvel. I mean, like I loved her outfit, I loved her personality back then. She was
Yeah.
stern, but she was easy.
When she made less bad decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had a personality.
It just was one of Marvel's weird times when they got people who didn't know the character, but wanted to put it. It was just messy. It was messy.
Yeah, like you don't consider the current part of Marvel messy? Like,
And it just got messier from the 15s and on.
yeah.
Okay, can I be honest? That's part of the reason why I also started doing my stories because of Marvel's direction and their serious lack of their serious lack of consistency.
Like Marvel not knowing how Kamala's powers work. She gets stabbed and dies automatically.
Not knowing how tough Thor is supposed to be. I mean, okay. In the early comics, Thor was so strong that he could walk on the surface of the sun and nothing happened to him. Now, for some reason, a solar flare can kill him, or holding up a train can hurt him really bad. I'm like, what the hell happened? Hell,
Like,
he could take a supernova too, but nowadays, like, a laser cannon can blast a hole through his body.
He could take a hit from Red Hulk. Like regular Hulk can barely harm him, yet Red Hulk knocks him out.
I mean, okay. In defense of Red Hulk, there was a reason why he was able to, like, match Thor so well. Thaddeus Ross, he was a trained soldier, like a highly trained soldier. At the time he knew how to use Hulk strength more in different ways that regular Hulk couldn't at the time.
Actually, I actually had a villain in my universe that was heavily inspired after Red Hulk.
Yeah, just like with the whole singers, I'm just hoping that Marvel gets his act together.
Yeah.
Raul Rivera.
Mhm.
Because one weird thing I always had, why does Ross's mustache go away when he's Red Hulk?
I never understood that.
Yeah, like that never made sense to me. Why does his mustache go? Like anytime Bruce has a beard, it goes away when he's Hulk. Anytime Red Hulk has a mustache, it goes away when he's Red Hulk.
I think the idea there is that their testosterone is so high that facial hair just goes away.
Facial would really?
I mean, it could have something to
How
do
they
with
go
the
back
mutation.
Because Raul,
I kind of see it like how in Dragon Ball Super, like they couldn't sense Beerus because he's a god. His ki was just so high that it was unsensible. So maybe in the case of, like, when you're a Hulk, your testosterone gets so high that your facial hair or any type of other body hair just, like, disappears.
that is
Ridiculous.
I mean, it could just be something to do with the radiation.
Yeah, it could have something to do with the radiation.
Because I actually
Why does he go back?
Raul's powers.
Well, maybe. Well, I don't know. Like, maybe, like, the radiation's just not as strong as at that point. Like, I didn't write the comic. None of us did.
Yeah, Raul's powers are pretty much the same damn thing as Red Hulk. It's he takes in energy and converts it to radiation.
When it comes to superhuman abilities and magic in our world, like, well, how would you describe it, Orion? Like, how would you describe magic, first and foremost?
The basic idea in our universe is that anyone with a soul has the potential to use magic.
Yeah, basically, like, anyone or anything with a soul has potential to use magic.
Yeah, they may not know how to, but it's like they have the potential to. So it's like someone can teach anyone how to use magic.
I also posted a picture of Raul overheating. And,
Yeah, I seen it, dude.
And technically going nuclear.
Yeah, but for anyone who doesn't know, like, we do have a stream chat where you can, like, post pictures and stuff. You can, like, distract the monster, Orion. Like, if you got artwork, you can post it there. Show it off. Like, what character you want to be seen and all that.
I'm just showing an old picture that I used to have because I'm thinking of bringing some of my old designs back, but as either villains or the heroes.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Yeah, I'm thinking of making her kind of a psycho assassin who kind of uses the sword because it's fun to cut people.
Oh God, Nizoni. That's
It's another word for beautiful. Why is my name her beautiful?
I don't mean to say this, but her name sounds more like a brand of pasta than it does a name.
It's it's called Najoni. It means in Navajo beautiful.
Okay.
Are pretty. And I'm gonna also show you a character that I just came up right new. Give me 1 second. That's kind of a wild card in my story.
Cool. I love wild cards.
Oh wow, it's like an Arthur character. Like,
yeah, this character would be a wild card in my world. That she's literally Robin Hood, who ran into a fairy woods by accident. It was only there for 8 minutes. It was 8th century.
The hell, Jesus!
Yeah, she's running for the sheriff of Nottingham. Didn't work out. She escaped.
That's crazy. I mean, like, When it comes to time displacement, we have similar concepts, but they're not like as insane.
I remember that I did this picture with Distract the Monsters character, and
Oh, well, that's cool.
yeah, like the one in the middle is actually the main character of Apartment 666, Mizuki Fujioka. The one on the left being Carol, and the right Zeran's character Arya.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like with Robin Hood, I always kind of imagine her being more of a wild card for her. She don't take you stealing for the rich, take you for the poor, and still doing the same act in the modern day.
Steal from the rich and give to the poor.
Yep. And she takes something low off the top. She still has to fund her operations. Running Merry Men is not that easy.
Well, I can imagine. I mean, it's a bunch of dudes who steal for a living.
Yep. And to me, she's kind of will be kind of a fun-loving type of person who sees things as an advantage, as an opportunity. Everything that said is an opportunity. I'm just happy that I was able to draw the English longbow right.
Well, technically, if she did have the English longbow, one of her arms should be huge.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I kind of even her out just for the aesthetics. I just using creative control that time.
Yeah. Because if you ever looked at like the tales of English longbowmen, them having huge right arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a given because you're constantly pulling on something that's got a pull weight of like 100 to 200 pounds.
I kind of creative control say that she mastered both arms just in case if she can't shoot very well with the other arm, so she's always ready for it.
One of my favorite characters that Orion created has to be Selena. I mean, she's a nutcase. Selena, aka the Reaper's Shadow, the daughter of Death, and the daughter of Death, and the progenitor of the Grim Reaper myth. She's been around for a minute, over 2 million years, ever since human beings started to become more evolved.
Yeah, in our story, she was born. In our story, she was born during the fall. It was like when Lucifer fell.
Yeah, what's it called? She's been around for what's the fall? It's like one of the many cosmic events that happen in our universe. The fall, as you can imagine, that's when Lucifer and other angels fell from heaven, were cast out because they want to take over the universe and all that and such and such, blah blah blah.
Yeah, some good old Lucy trying to take over the ranks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Lucifer wasn't alone. There were others, seven others. Yeah, there she is. If you were seeing it right now, the first picture is a concept by Jardel, showing off Selena in her casual clothes, and the second picture, where she's holding her weapons and has some armor, that's by Hugo, aka the Muscle Girlfriend. He's my personal artist and my friend. He makes all the official outfits and stuff, a real badass guy. So what you're seeing is Selena in her casual outfit, Selena in her battle clothes.
Okay, one she's ready to wreck, the other one she's ready to kill.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Selena was born 2 million years ago during the fall, like you said, when Lucifer tried taking over heaven, enslaving humanity, and all that. And he wasn't alone. There are 7 others. I have to ask: Are either of you familiar with the name Mephisto?
The devil from Marvel.
Yep. Mephisto in our universe is Lucifer's right-hand man and partner.
Yeah, the hidden king of hell.
Yeah, he's one of the kings of hell. You see, technically there are 7 deadly sins. Me and Orion have established that. You have pride, greed, envy, gluttony, and all that. But Mephisto technically is sort of the 8th sin. Well, not really the 8th sin. He more or less shares a sin with Lucifer. Lucifer is pride.
They actually made it so that he's the.
Mephisto and Lucifer, they share a sin. Lucifer is pride. Mephisto is vanity,
Yeah,
which is another form of pride. What's it called? Vanity is when you I guess like when you cast pride onto others, like like you're not just proud of like how good you are, you're proud of like how good this or that person is, and like you're very boisterous about what they can do. So like
Yeah, excessive pride in or admiration of one's own appearance and achievements, which goes very well with how Mephisto is.
yeah, that's basically what Mephisto is. He's vanity incarnate. Like what's it called? Each of the seven and Mephisto have all generated different various myths about the devil and what the devil looks like. They're all the devil, but they're like different, but they're different versions. Like there are some myths that say the devil looks like a man. There are myths that say the devil looks like horns, eating all that. The devil has dragon-like wings.
Yeah, they're all the different they're all the different names. Like Satan, Satan is wrath. Beelzebub is gluttony.
Beelzebub, the gluttony. If
Gluttony.
anyone,
Yeah. Leviathan is envy.
Belphegor is sloth.
Sloth. Yeah. Mammon is
Mammon is greed,
greed, and then Asmodeus is lust, and of
yeah,
course Lucifer himself is pride.
and Mephisto is vanity, which is basically pride, but like a different flavor. Anyway, like if you're wondering, no, our version of Asmodeus is not like what you saw in Hell of a Ball. Oh my god! If anyone's watched Hell of a Boss, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
The fuck is insurance? Anyway, like what's it called?
Hell of a bus. It's my type of dark humor.
Yeah, like when it comes to our version of the seven deadly sins and like hell itself, it is okay. It is sort of kind of like how Vivi Pop shows hell, but at the same time not. It's like classic hell.
I'm more trying to show hell as this place you don't want to end up. It's an internal punishment. You don't want to.
It's a place you never want to go, alive or dead.
Yeah.
And some people like to present heck as a party, almost nearly a party, or just a replica of our current life.
Yeah.
Our version is only a party if our version's only a party if you have status there. If you don't, if you're just like a damned soul, then you're pretty much screwed.
Well, some of those I could see why it's like it might seem fun at first, but if it's all day, every day party, I can see how that could end up being a punishment.
Yeah, like what's it called? Another thing too, when it comes to our version of the seven, the rulers of hell, like they are very serious figures, but they will have their funny moments, like Belphegor. Like Belphegor, she'll be the most adorable out of the sins. Like Orion, you describe her.
I mean, I think it's described as she's kind of based off of the VTuber phenomenon. She's a streamer. She's a gamer who plays video games. Streams all the time.
And she was other people. Okay. That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, man. You want to watch with a little mother and a little girl. Toledo.
When Orion first told me about her, like in her 9 tails, I thought she was saying like she was like a 9-tailed fox almost.
She's 12 actually.
She has like 12 extra tails.
Yeah, which are all capable of moving independently, and usually I like help her in her setup. She's able to keep track of multiple monitors and other things. Get herself a beverage if she needs one, or serve as her chair.
Yeah. Basically, what he said, like they all have their own unique personality traits. Like for instance, Mephisto, he's kind of a wild man, wild card type too. He tries to be suave, but whenever he doesn't get his way, he gets all pissy and aggressive. Like, I am trying to do this. I want you to do that. If you don't do it,
it's like
I'm going to.
Honestly, it's like speaking of the Asmodeus from Hell of Us. It's like when that scene came on, that actually made me think of how how you've presented Mephisto. Just this, or just sometimes when he comes out very feminine, like
Yeah,
he's not going. Like if you upset him, he's not going to stab you. He might slap you with a glove.
that's basically Mephisto. Like, what's it called? If he Yeah, Mephisto, like if you like okay, a lot of the times, like you said, he'll come off suave, kind of feminine almost, like, oh, how are you? Would you like some would you like some candies, some steak, a little bit of bourbon? If you don't it's when you don't give him what he wants that he'll breathe fire on you, or at the very least slap you.
No, honestly, I could imagine.
Phoenix, so what's going on in your end? What's all that chatter?
Oh, sorry. Sermon. Watching you. My folks are watching a church sermon online.
Oh, okay. Oh God, I feel so awkward now. Here we are talking about the rulers of hell, and your folks watching a church sermon.
It's fine.
Uh, anyway, like that's basically Mephisto. Like he's a gentleman one moment, and the next moment he's like a total madman wild card. Very different from how Lucifer is. Like, Orion, how would you describe Lucifer?
Lucifer, he's the type who's like always appears like he's the one in control, or likes to appear like he's in control. Likes to be in the know. Has many spies to have him be in the know of what's going on. He's always got kind of an ace up his sleeve.
He always acts like the man in charge. Like he's always got an ace up his sleeve and such and such.
Yeah, always the man. He's the one in charge. You don't want to make enemies with him, but
he's like a very tactical person. Like a very dangerous businessman type.
Yeah, I mean he's dangerous in battle, of course, but he knows he's smart enough to know how he can get what he wants without having to fight.
Yeah, he's very manipulative. The rest of the seven, they all have like their ways and methods. Like Leviathan or Envy, he's like how do I describe her?
Her times she's kind of like got a little Ursula in her. She's got a little Poseidon in her. This mad witch of the ocean.
Yeah, like
which in hell, that's where she kind of resides, in the bottomless ocean, bottomless abyss. It's kind of her dwelling, where her children, like, basically, which are what a lot of the sea monsters are based off of.
Yeah, like what's it called? Like Leviathan's kids, if you want to call them that, they're basically monsters. He gives birth to monsters like 24/7.
Yeah, she's the mama of hell.
Technically, the mother of hell. Yeah. And then we got these. She's a very clean. I guess she's a very clean person, like to her children and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, clingy is probably one of the few of the seven, along with both of her, that probably won't kill you right off the bat. Might leave you alone. If you hurt one of her children, that's another story.
Yeah. Now we get into the more like we get into the ones who are a bit more like unpredictable in their own regard. Like
Satan, he's wrath. Wrath incarnate. He's kind of the opposite of Lucifer, where Lucifer is more of the patient. Lucifer is very much, honestly, like Thranduil from the Hobbit series, where it's like, I'm patient, I can wait this out. It's like this has to, where Satan's more get things done. It's like, this has to be done. Why isn't it done? I'll do it myself.
Yeah. Satan is basically like this unpredictable raging volcano. He's like Mephisto without the brakes, more or less.
It can kind of clash with Lucifer with his patience, of his more laid back. It's like when Satan doesn't know what's really going on, because Lucifer often doesn't tell what his full plans are. Frustrates Satan because they're not on the same page all the time.
Yeah. Now then we have your creepier rulers of hell, like Asmodeus.
Yeah.
Straight up pervert. I mean, he's the ruler of lust. So get a good picture.
He's less, but I've tried to describe him more as like he's one of the more sociable of the seven. Like he knows how to blend in with, like how to mingle with. He doesn't have to be his. He's probably one of the ones who actually appear as his human form more often. It's easier to manipulate people that way.
The idea is to like lure the prey in.
Yeah, he's definitely more of like the that creepy dealer.
Yeah, like distract the monster. Your girl Carol, he would be all over her, or try to be all over her.
I mean, that's honestly the reason why.
What'd you say?
You say that the thing again? Sorry about that.
Like what's it called? Like Carol, your girl, Asmodeus would be all over her. He would like try to like ensnare her.
Actually,
like with Arya, like with Arya,
How would
it's like
Azrael try to ensnare her?
any way he could. Like if he kind of ensnare her with his charms, that would only make him more interested. Because then it's a challenge.
Yeah, to her character involves also one thing involved in her training is also is highly indoctrinated in religion at the same time to counter such a thing.
yeah, and don't even try that with Yuzuki, because Yuzuki's more inclined to shoot you in the face.
He better have a blessed gun then, because otherwise he's not going to do anything. It's not going to do that as much. It's like the seven, all of them, like we said, they're all fallen archangels. They're very
they're fallen archangels. So Beelzebub is gluttony.
Beelzebub is like he is the father of hellhounds on our universe. This guy will catch you, kill you, cook you, and then eat you in that order. He's got an
unsatisfied hunger.
Pretty much, yeah.
He never has enough. So he each made the hellhounds.
Yeah, the hellhounds. Okay. Hellhounds in our universe are a type of werewolf, lycanthrope.
Yeah, basically like the classic monster man-eater werewolf.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're actually more like dogmen. Actually, no, we've established that they have a human form. But that's actually more the first hellhounds. The first hellhounds have a human form because they're technically demons and do have a human form.
Yeah, it's okay. So that's basically Beelzebub. He's a hungry hippo or hungry monster, however you want to categorize it. Father of hellhounds and such. Now we get into like the most mischievous back alley deal maker of the sins. None other than
he's the deal maker. There's always a price.
Yeah, Mammon is greed embodied. He's got like
there's always a deal to be made. There's always a price.
If you can't pay the price, he'll make you pay the price.
Yeah, preferably with him in the favor. There's always a deal with.
Everything has a price. Yeah, that's basically him. And that is basically all of the seven.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Who do you think is the most threatening? Who is the one you'd want to run into the least? And who is the one you'd probably wouldn't want to be in a room with?
Lucifer, definitely.
Good one.
Yeah, Lucifer does sound like the usual big evil, because he's the one who tried to tempt it on God.
Yeah, he's always the big cheese in terms of that.
Yeah, Lucifer is still a big deal. Like he's still evil. Like I still don't want to go down the. Didn't want to make Lucifer sympathetic, and of course I didn't want to go down the road a lot of making God was in the wrong. I feel like that's overdone. Making Lucifer sympathetic is too overdone.
Yeah, we try painstakingly to make sure that he's a villain first and foremost, and that you know it. And all of them in general, all the rulers of hell.
Like he thinks he's sympathetic. Like he thinks he was wronged. It's like, but he's like he still believes that he's doing what right. He should have been in charge.
Yeah, like him
Things
and
would be
Mephisto.
better if he was in charge.
Him and Mephisto. Like Mephisto, he feels like Lucifer. He feels like he should have been one of the many in charge too. But he feels that like God betrayed him in a huge way. Like Mephisto, his deal is like he wants to be a better father than God. He thinks he can too. So he'll wine and dine you. He'll be nice and all that. It's when you don't give him what he wants that, like Lucifer, he'll get you in a very bad way. And so yeah, there's that. Anyway, like
Lucifer might let you go, just for the fun of it, just to give you the full sense of security. But he'll eventually get you.
Yes, he will. Okay, anywho, that's pretty much all of the 7. Was there anyone else you guys want to hear about more, like a character that you want us to go back on, or like who are our main characters and such?
Yeah, like who are the heroes? Because we talked about all the villains and stuff.
Okay. My main characters, as you may have already guessed, they are superheroes. Like, I don't really focus on like a specific main character, but I guess if we're really going into main characters, it would probably have to be my version of the Hulk or David Banner. David Banner, he was your average typical young boy until he turned into, well, okay, I want to talk more about it, but I don't want to spoil his character that much. Dude, who should I talk about? And dude, like Orion, why don't you go first? I already know who it's going to be, Orion. It's going to be Scarlet. If y'all want to know who Scarlet is, guys, you're in for a ride.
Claire Williams,
real badass rocker type. Punk
girl with a heart of gold.
Think Chris Jericho meets one of the members of Runaways. Runaways is in the band, Cherry Bomb.
Yeah,
that's basically Claire. Like, she's like Chris Jericho meets like any punk or rocker from like the 80s or 90s. Anyway, so yeah, Claire Williams, badass fighter rocker and such. That's one of the main characters. That's one of the main characters of the current story we're doing.
She's the one who changes the most, because she starts out, she doesn't want anything to do with what's going on. She doesn't really know what's going on. She's kind of,
she wants to walk her own path, do her own thing, but now she's all of a sudden thrust into a world of the supernatural.
Yeah.
Little does she know she's actually supernatural herself. Distract the monster. She's kind of like a girl you were talking about with her musical abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Numbers to Carol in their current form.
Yeah, like what's it called? Like Clara has the ability to generate electricity through her guitar, like some kind of weird pink lightning.
She's able to.
Okay.
With her magic, she's able to channel it into music. Like her music channels her magic.
Okay, like how's it channel? So is it channeled through sound waves or just through remembrance of these?
A little both. A little both. It's also like her music is magic, influences.
Yeah, like what's it called? Like a Clara.
I mean, it's also kind of like how bards are in D&D. Depending on the melody she plays, it influences the way of battle. Like it can inspire people. It can make people perform better. It can make them suddenly stronger.
It's kind of like Jean Arc's ability from Ruby.
Yeah, amplifies the soul, which magic is tied to the soul. So
magic is tied to the soul, and like her ability amplifies the magic in your soul, and thereby amplifying you.
Yeah, you're stronger, can do things that you weren't able to do before.
Yeah,
and she can have the opposite effect on the enemies, make them suddenly feel weaker or recoil.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's her thing. Like her music is tied is tied to her emotions and your emotions. It's tied to the soul.
I think when it comes to things like assassination, it's the intent. And
Yeah.
when
I can see that. Like there's that there's that similar thing like where it with Clara it does depend on the emotion, her emotion, and what she's doing, and her intent. I guess but the story she doesn't know that yet.
Yeah, like there's a lot of things I haven't found out about her abilities yet. As a, like it's like the for a lot of the characters in our stories, you know, like whether it's whether it's a superhuman character, a magical character, or a demigod character. I have like a lot of demigod characters.
Anyways, here are some of the other characters. Andrew Frost and Amelia Williams. Amelia actually has no relation to Clara. They just have the same last name.
Yeah, it's kind of like how
And it's a common last name, so like I figured it wasn't that wouldn't get that confusing.
Okay. Because I always thought Carol's power and magic were used mostly mentally. Because a lot of the times she would either be used for an assassination job and put back into cryo sleep until she's needed again. So most of her magic was learned from Viada's time in cryostasis. Because even though she's asleep, her mind's still going, and it can astral project to different locations and to different locations. Yeah, but it also brings in a person who never got to interact with people, but she knows everything, knows a lot about people, but never learned to interact with people until her interactions are mostly negative, to say the least.
Here we got Andrew Frost, who is our
Andrew Frost is like basically Bionic Woman meets
she's like a Lena Battle Angel meets
James Bond
from Ghost in the Shell.
I was gonna she yeah, like she's like basically she's basically the Bionic Woman 007. She's a spy and she's got like a cyborg leg, cyborg arm, like cyborg eye, really badass.
She's a supernatural law enforcer. Like she handles supernatural criminals, like supernatural beings that get out of hand, and also make sure it's hush hush, so that the common people don't know about it.
So she's pretty much like Tracy.
She's pretty much like it's like her organization is pretty much like the Men in Black.
Here come Men in Black. Love that song.
Which I hear that's actually kind of. I hear that's what the original Men in Black comics were actually about. Supernatural stuff and not aliens.
Yeah, that's pretty much what she's like. She's a pretty badass character. You know, like you don't ever want to get on her bad side. Otherwise she'll do things with that arm you cannot believe.
Yeah, she's got a bad cop side.
Yeah.
So, she was she's an interrogation officer, so she knows how to get information out of people. And then there's Amelia, who's our innocent normal girl.
Amelia is like to call the Kansas samurai.
Yeah, she's the innocent. She's the normal girl. She's a normal girl with a completely normal life.
Until it got suddenly not so normal.
But that's her thing too. It was like that. She is optimistic, but she isn't naive about it. She understands that her life is simple and easy. She understands that bad things do happen.
So is she like a Seven Samurai some type?
Oh yeah, I would say that. Like she's like that one kid from Seven Samurai, like whose life was kind of simple at first, but then became very not simple.
So is that pretty much a prop, essentially?
Oh, the sword she's wearing? No, that's not a prop. That's real. Like she's a master of kenjutsu.
She was the Kansas State Kendo champion.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah, I've actually looked around. Like there are some Kendo schools around here.
No, a Kendo State Championship. There's such a thing in the U.S. Because how little there is really actually Japanese martial arts. Pretty hard to find.
Yeah.
Please don't mind me saying that. It's kind of.
Yeah.
I'm staying sorry about that.
It's all right.
There are martial arts places. There are martial arts tournaments in places you probably would not believe. Hell, there are karate competitions in Vegas here and there.
That makes sense. Karate
There's,
still has always been around.
there's some Muay Thai gyms here where I live.
Okay, since Orion's gotten into his characters in the current story, I might as well tell you my basic simple three. My basic simple three are Natasha, Leona, and Suli. Let me find their pictures of their current hero looks and stuff. Sorry for the tunes in the background. Just like trying to ease into things. Make sure it's not boring. I mean, you got the elevator ride's gotta have a little bit of music here and there.
I'll be getting my other characters together while waiting.
$200 to anybody who can guess that song.
It's a bad Mario cover, which I will hit you with a flame flower with.
You are absolutely wrong. That is Little Girl from Ipanema. All right, all right. Coming at you in the chat here first off the bat here is a shoot me fix my stupid first off the bat here is Natasha, aka Moon Knight, and after her is Leona, aka Lioness, and after her is Suli, aka the Iron Fist. Can you see them in the chat?
Yeah.
So they all look like marvelous people.
Like I said, like we said in the beginning, Marvel inspired and such, and all that.
Yeah, we're going to be changing. Marvel Knight's not going to be her actual name, and Iron Fist is not going to be her actual name. We're going to change it so that we can avoid copyright.
Yeah, and such. But basically, the now, who would you like? Now, out of the three characters, who would you like to know? Who would you like to know who's who first? Who do you want to know about first? I mean,
let's see. I kind of had a clue of Moon Knight from your role plays with Sentinel Corps and Iron Fist Olympia.
Iron Fist. What?
The middle one, the second one.
You mean Lioness?
Yes, Lioness.
Okay, Lioness. Okay. Lioness, in my universe, she is the daughter of Victor Creed, aka Sabretooth, the famous arch nemesis of Wolverine, who many of you might know or may not know. When she was born, for the most part, she was a normal girl until she turned 13. That's when her powers started kicking in. Lioness, or Leona, she developed the same abilities as her father, but something happened, something unexpected. She developed a split personality. On the one moment, she'll act like a girl, your typical average girl, likes to go shopping, likes to have fun, yada yada, and all that. And then the next one, if you get her angry enough, she'll turn into a violent sociopath with the fury of a jungle cat.
Meow.
Claws and fangs to match.
Yeah, makes for some fun banter between Scarlet.
Yeah, Lioness. She's not a bad person. She's a decent person. She's an anti-hero, mostly a regular hero. But if you get her pissed off enough, she'll tear you apart. Period. She is more or less unkillable. You cut her head off, she'll just put it back on. You blow her head off, it'll grow back. Healing factor, it's a big thing with her. She's very strong too. She can lift and move about 30 tons, 60 if she goes into a berserker rage. She's capable of moving at about 2,500 per hour. So very fast too. Her claws are strong enough to like go through metal, but they're not like adamantium or anything like that. She has like her claws are like bone. They're just like very very hard, dense bone. Like we're talking sliced through a 50 caliber bullet, hard.
Are we talking hardness or toughness?
Like toughness, density. Like it can do that. It can do that basically. And like she has a bite force of about, so I want to say somewhere around the same. Somewhere around the, I want to say she's like a bite force that's somewhere around the same like a crocodile, so she can like bite straight through like she could bite straight through like a motorcycle helmet. Like all she's got like if you're unlucky enough to be one of her enemies, like all she has to do is grab your head and just chomp straight through your skull like it's an apple.
So she knows on your head, you're dead.
Yeah, you are dead.
Mm.
If you're wondering how big she is, she stands 6'8" and weighs about 270 pounds. All of it muscle, as you can see. She is not ashamed to show off her 18-inch biceps.
Yeah, she's actually tall. She actually beats several of the taller characters in my universe.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Carol will be a foot, well over a foot smaller, foot and 6 inches taller than her.
Yeah, that's the first thing that's the first thing about like Lioness Leona. She's a very big girl.
Vera's only 6'4", and she's only Linus is like 4 inches taller than Vera.
I'm going to go ahead and upload some of the other characters, like Scarlet, Selena, and Susan. They're more of the mentor characters, as I call them.
Yeah, like we're going into my other characters. Natasha Matthews or Moon Knight. What's it called? He in our universe. He is he was a protege of Mark Spector, the original Moon Knight, who eventually retired and handed down the torch to her. Her story is pretty tragic. Like as a baby, she was orphaned. Her parents were killed by the Russian mafia. Her father used to be like a Spetsnaz soldier who like ran afoul of them or something, and like their house in retaliation was burned down to the ground. Her father stayed behind to keep them off their back, killed them all before they went after her and their baby Natasha. And her mother, like she ran off like as fast as she could. Like they lived in Siberia, and it was winter time. The snow was falling. It was falling hard. She was like trying to get to the closest monastery where she could leave her baby Natasha. And like her mother died from hypothermia. Natasha, she survived, and like the monks at the monastery, they found her. And eventually, Natasha fell into the care of like one of their closest friends in America. That's where Natasha was raised. So Natasha's Russian-born but American-raised. Yeah, her origin's pretty sad, but for the most part, after that, she had a pretty good life. Oh, I should also point out that Natasha has a twin sister named Arina. She was raised by assassins. I'll get into that later. But anyway, Natasha, she was trained she was trained by her stepmother. I got to burp real quick. Natasha was trained by her mother, by her stepmother, to be like what's it called? Like she was trained in martial arts and military tactics. He was like preparing her for the world, you know, like but still like, you know, letting her be a kid there, you know, participating in activities and all that. And eventually down the line, she would become a superhero, the superhero Moon Knight. She stands 6'2" and weighs 210 pounds. She's a beefy girl, like you can see, like not as big as Lioness, but big enough, like, you know, bigger than average. I can say that much. She's kind of a diva, you know, like you know, she's like your typical rich girl. She loves to dress up and all that, you know, like she likes to like go to parties and everything. She's got three personalities. She's the superhero, she's the diva, and she's also the dominatrix. I won't get into that. I mean, like, you can already guess. Yeah. That's Natasha. Like after her, we have like Suli. Suli, he is the student of Danny Rand, aka the Iron Fist. She became one of the new Iron Fist after like plunging her fist into the heart of a dragon. But that's not like her only thing. Like her other thing is like, okay, even before that, she was a protege. Like she's one of my demigod characters. Her father is a Chinese Jian god, one of those famous famous gods from China. What's his name? Shoot, the Chinese war god. Uh, Guan Yu. Guan Yu. Yeah, she's the daughter of Guan Yu. Like her father.
I only know him from Smite.
Yeah, like her father came to Earth in one of his own, and like to Hong Kong at some point. He met her mother. Like he posed as like a businessman. They got together, had a good time, a few drinks here and there, love and all that.
Fire, burning fire.
Like I won't get into that too much. It's a bit of a long story, but basically, like Suli, she has the power of the Iron Fist, the power of the dragon, but she also has her father's like divine abilities too. Like by herself, she's like a peak human being. She's kind of like Bruce Lee, very fast, very strong, like quick, so quick that you can't see. It seems she makes a move here and there, like throws a punch, throws a kick, and all that.
That's honestly how she was when I first saw her. She was female Bruce Lee.
Yeah, but basically that. She's like a big Bruce Lee fan. It's like her fighting style is based on Jeet Kune Do with a few changes here and there. Now, whenever she's charged up on her magic on Chi, she is full on superhuman. Like she can like punch through steel, punch through stone, kick through it too, chop things in half with a single swipe and all that. And she can like also summon like dragons made out of like chi. Like think Goku's dragon fist from like one of the movies, kind of something like that almost. But it's not gonna like do anything ridiculous like destroy a planet or anything like that. It'll probably like destroy like an army or something or some shit or or like a tank.
That sounds about right.
So she's just Mega Bruce Lee who can punch everything at once. Is that correct?
Pretty much punch kick and move pretty damn fast. Like I said that Leona can move at super speed. She can move at like 2,500 miles per hour. Now she can run faster than Suli, but Suli has faster battle reflexes. Like if they get into a fight, Suli's gonna be able to keep up because her reflexes are just that much faster than like Leona's.
Her father is a war god, so it makes sense that she would have better battle reflexes.
Now, by no means is she bulletproof or anything. Like she's got some good durability, but she can be shot or stabbed, and it's gonna hurt and all that. It won't kill her because of her biology. She can like heal herself. Her being a demigod and all that, she'll survive it. But she can't regenerate to the ridiculous degree that like you might imagine Lioness could. Like Lioness can grow back her organs, grow back her limbs, and all that.
Yeah. Like,
with Suli,
like a similar thing, probably like Naruto. She might get stabbed in a battle, and the next day she's back up and ready to fight like nothing happened.
Yeah, pretty much Naruto, more or less. Yeah, pretty much that. Like, what's it called? In my universe, when you become the Iron Fist or a Iron Fist, like after you kill this or that dragon's soul splits into two pieces, and said piece goes into you. Like Suli's dragon soul is the silver dragon. Like one of her like classmates, what have you, who's also a fist out there, like the fire dragon. His is the fire dragon. Like he's out. Like I'll get into him for another time. So yeah, like she's got like that. The silver dragon, like it works as sort of like her like her guide, her mentor throughout her daily life. It helps her hone her spirit and such. Keeps her on track, more or less. Okay, now if you're wondering how big she is, Sully. Okay, Sully is about the same height and weight as Bruce Lee. You, like she's muscular, but not like freaking jacked, like insanely jacked, like Leona or Natasha. She's not like super beefy. She's like that sinewy toned muscle, like very flexible.
She,
Yeah,
she's
you know what I mean?
she's a yeah, she's yeah. I get the idea.
Yeah,
She's got she's got muscles, but not the mass. Just not the mass.
yeah. She's just very, very, very toned, very lean, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning. Like tone and lean.
Yeah, I understand that much.
Yeah,
She's not the biggest, but she packs the biggest punch. Now that I've talked enough about them for the most part, Orion, you can go to the mentor characters he posted.
yeah. First off is Scarlet, leader of the group.
Scarlet is the badass combination of Rambo and Tarzan, more or less.
Aspect Totem Warrior, which is a race that I made up. They are the offspring of humans that are the byproduct of humans and elves. That's where they have an inherited spiritual bond from that.
Yeah, like
Totem warriors at a young age are taught about spirits. That essentially when they're born, they're usually the spirit, an animal spirit, chooses them. That's usually how it goes. The spirit chooses the warrior. And then when they're 13, they go through a ceremony. It's like where they basically become one with their spirit, and they gain traits, supernatural traits from their spirit, and some physical traits associated with the animals. Like Scarlet has fangs. She has her totem is a wolf. The red wolf, as we've come to call it.
a badass through and through. A badass through and through. Scarlet by herself, like she's a peak human, kind of.
Yeah, she's peak human. Like
Kind of like how Sue
like
is.
classic, like how classic Captain America.
Yeah, pretty much like that.
And then there's
All right, Sergeant, I'm gonna go log off right now. I'm a little tired right now.
All right.
Okay, see you later.
See you later.
Adios.
And then there were 3.
Yeah.
I suppose the stream has gone on for long enough, but I guess we got into the bare bones we were talking about. Anyway,
Yeah,
like
I'm still here, albeit not for long because I'm probably gonna hit the hay soon.
all right.
We can probably go for a few minutes. We'll probably be logging off here soon anyway. I'm going to stop recording at this point.